All right, what's up, guys? John here with Malevolent. Today we got first place at the rare GOAT Winamat side event here at Regionals.
Oh yeah.
Paco, how'd you like playing GOAT again, Paco?
I had the deck. I always keep a goat deck on me,
Okay.
and I had been doing Edison flights, and somebody was like, they still got room for the goat, and so I was like, I felt a little rusty, but I was like, you know what, I still got. That's why they carried the deck around, and it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
He was at one point regarded as Portland's best GOAT player, so let's see the deck.
All right, so it is a chaos goat, or not goat, just chaos turbo. So I got my 3 Thunder Dragons, 3 Gatekeeper Spies, 2 Night Assailants, 2 Moths, 2 Dekochis, pretty standard stuff. Or 2 of so, and then I am playing 3 Chaos Monsters because I do have like all the other stuff. So I should always have enough to bring them out. There was never a point during my flight where I needed stuff in the grave for them. And in fact, one I think I even summoned 2 in a turn. Like I might even go up to 3.
Oh,
But I feel like I'd have to change it up a little to do that. Then it's just a bunch of one-ofs that I think are really good. Tsukuyomi, Breaker, Kaiku for the mirror, and then it's also good and go just getting rid of this guy if they leave him in the graveyard. Sangan and Tribe. There was a point where I was a little, I felt a little, that's all my monsters, where I felt like I maybe didn't have enough attackers, but the deck just, it does what it's going to do, and as long as I'm clearing stuff out, I don't need stuff like DD Warrior Lady or the random, I forget the name, but a 1600 Light Soldier guy. Sometimes I play one of him.
I noticed you're only running one Tsukuyomi. I don't know a ton about like GOAT right now, but I kind of thought that was like a 2 or 0 kind of card. How is the 1?
So I have an ulti, and that has a lot to do with the fact that I want to put it. But it's a good utility card. It can clear random stuff that normally you'd have to like use something else on, and it can also flip stuff face down. I had a guy summon a Jinzo against me, which I never see anymore. I never see a Jinzo, and I was able to flip it. Or like monarchs, random monarchs, breakers, tribes. It's like random stuff. I can put them at the point where they have to use a cycle on it, which feels really good for me. And then it just comes back and I can use it again next turn. But yeah, normally it's you play it maybe for playing the Go Control, or you definitely play it in Go Control, but in Chaos you don't see it as much. But I really like it. For spells, got the 2 knocks still, and then after that it's just a bunch of one-ofs that are really strong. The Snatch Steal, Pot of Greed. I am playing Card Destruction just because I do have a bunch of stuff that help me use it effectively, like the, what's it called? Thunder Dragons and the Night Assailants are really useful.
And Sinister,
Plus,
of course.
the Sinister and the Delinquent Duo. I did not really see this card. I think I saw it once my whole flight. But my opponents definitely saw it. Part is nuts. And then for traps, just basic. I play 1 trap dust shoot. I probably should be siding. You'll look at my side. I should probably be siding more of these, but I just didn't have any on me. I got the 1 Saku. I like having at least one. Some of these versions don't play it at all. I think in like a more competitive setting, I would probably not have this in. But I feel like you go into like a local regional fight, sometimes people are playing random stuff, and Sekret's Armor tends to be pretty good against that, or if like people are playing Warriors. I do have the other 2 in the side. And then Regeki Break, this is, for me, is a much better spot removal than Saku. But there are times, especially against people who play a lot more just big bodies, just like normal summon attack type bodies, where Sekret's Armor just ends up being better against those type of players. And then it's a Jar of Greed, easy side out, and easy breaker fodder. I'm trying to come at me with that. I'm not playing Upstarts. I probably should be, because this is like the turbo version. I was trying to figure out what I was missing, because when I like pulled this out of my deck box to like play round 1, I was like, there's only 34 cards in here. And I'll sometimes pull stuff out to put them into other decks for other formats. and my goat deck is like the go-to one to pull stuff out of, because like people were rarely trying to run these flights.
Right.
And so then I was like, oh, what do I put in? And then I ended up just I remembered that I had these from another deck, and so I put these in, which I actually did want, and then I did end up having to. I think it was like Sekuretsu armor that I put in and some other stuff. I don't even remember anymore. But that's the main deck.
Clean 40.
Clean 40. And goat, you don't play more.
Yep.
And then my side deck. So first, the stuff that actually is in here for sure, that has like reason for it. Like I said, Sekuretsu armor is really good against the Warrior Toolbox, just for the spot removal. Or not spot removal, but 1-for-1 removal. Raigeki Break is infinitely worse against that deck. And then the Berserk Gorillas, just because, again, same thing. The Warrior deck is really the one that I'm afraid of, because I can just like put so much pressure when they summon their big monster, just attack me over and over and over and over again. And they make the game so high tempo that if I just like have a bunch of nonsense in my hand, like just like a bunch of Thunder Dragons, they could easily just take the game away from me. So it's nice to have this stuff to be able to counter that type of high tempo gameplay. Mind controls I have in for the mirror. I didn't side them in because nobody was really playing. I played against 3 just goat decks. Like I think 2 of them had the fusion thing that gets I forget the name, but that gets this guy out. And I don't really like it against that deck. I like it against the mirror because then I could take their flip effects, because I'm certain that they have flip effects, versus just like people randomly playing nonsense. And then the other cards that are not as well, no, this one is for goat for sure. I definitely would like to play that. And I did side this in because, like I said, 2 of my 3 opponents had the scapegoat in, and it was nice because I saw it and I used it to clear scapegoats. I love having this card in. I would have more in my side deck if I could find mine, but 1 was enough for today. I have a random Jinzo in here. This should not be in here. I don't know when I would ever put this in. I guess like burn, or I guess maybe I don't feel like I'd ever put it against the Warrior deck though. Just as like I said, it just like attributing a monster for it just seems so bad. And then the second Kaiku, again for the mirror, and Swords of Revealing Light. This card should not be in here. So really, I have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have a 10 card side deck. Today it was really, it's really just these 4 that were relevant to me for today.
Gotcha.
And then of course, I do have an extra, but I don't play that stuff. It's just to have in case I.
Right, 3 of everything.
Yeah.
All right, sweet man. Any shout outs?
Shout out to the homies. Shout out to Sam and John for cleaning up the other side events.
Yep.
Shout out to Will. He actually bumped me out of the finals in the Edison tournament. He beat me fair and square. He didn't have to summon the Consecrated Light. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to the boys back home.
Yep.
And there's a lot of people playing here. A lot of people that don't play anymore. But really, like, shout out to Malevolent, of course. Like and subscribe. Get all that. Shout out to Rigo.
Shout out Rigo.
Yeah, shout out Rigo. Shout out to Marlon. He was gonna let me play his frog deck, and I kind of chickened out for Edison. He was gonna let me play that deck, and I couldn't figure out how to play it. But then I was watching Chris Hens play frog deck, and that deck is nuts.
Yep. Frog is crazy, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, shout out to One Piece players. I play a little more One Piece now.
All right, bro. Well, yeah. Thanks for the profile.